Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Dimmitt Cadillac, sunny Clearwater, Florida, and we have an Escalade like you've never ever seen before. This is a 2019, brand new 2019 Cadillac Escalade with supercharged goodness underneath the hood. But before we dive into this supercharged Escalade, it almost makes me laugh just thinking about that. Over 500 horsepower underneath the hood. Let's talk a little Cadillac history. Cadillac goes all the way back to 1902. So many iconic models from this brand. And it really has not only been a luxury brand, but also you look through the history pages, there's been a lot of performance as well. So this kind of makes sense to have an Escalade with 575 horsepower. Nuts, huh? Escalade first hit the streets late 1990s, that full-size 3-row SUV. It's got to a point that when people on the street, you go up to them and you say, hey man, Cadillac, tell me what they make. Everybody's gonna say Escalade, and so many people had posters of Escalades on their walls to lust after. So let's go ahead, dive into this Cadillac Escalade and see really, is this the ultimate performance in a full-size SUV? And should you wait for 2021 with that redesign or pick one of these up, because I think the price is gonna surprise you. Let's go ahead and dive in. Right off the bat, when you look at it, you can't confuse this with any other SUV out there. It's an Escalade. I love what Cadillac does with their headlight design, especially on the newer models coming out. Very unique. All those LEDs are gonna shine nice and bright at night. Of course, you're gonna have LED headlights, turn signals, and daytime running lamps. A little bit of chrome inside, but most of it is blacked out in the back portion. We drop down, it's the same story in this lower section. You have the lighting and you have your LED fog lamps. Now there's a little bit of silver trim here, some nice brushed aluminum trim, but other than that, very clean, but also has those nice sharp edges that Cadillac's really good at implementing in their design. Now when we come across the iconic grille, massive grille, largest grille from Cadillac currently on the Escalade, you have horizontal slots, which are all brushed aluminum. You got a forward-facing camera, some gloss black, and then of course that iconic logo. So much history. 1902, think about that. You drop down, here's a zonk. This is one big long zonk. This is all fake vent. I don't even know why it's here. They could have opened it up or just left it smooth. So I am gonna zonk that, but I do like the silver trim that outlines it because it matches very nice with what's in the corners and what's in the middle. Going up onto the hood, that massive hood coming down into the grille area. Nice, muscular, powerful lines, gonna give that identity of this full-size SUV. Now, when we come around the bend, not only do we have some modifications under the hood, which there's a company called SVE that has done the work with the kit for the Supercharger. They've done some other things to this Escalade as well. And what's wonderful, everything is in-house at Dimmitt Cadillac and under warranty. So you're gonna get these 22-inch wheels, 7-spoke wheel, gloss black, fits really well with the color of our Escalade. And then check it out, Bear brakes. Now I know you've heard of Brembo. Bear is another great brand, and it's just like a grizzly bear's claw that's gonna clamp down on the rotors that are slotted, cross-drilled and ventilated. And of course that 6-piston caliper, the bright red with the black script there, really pops out nicely behind that 7-spoke 22-inch wheel. 285 on the width, and this is a 45 series sidewall. Going down the side of the Escalade, I like the silver trim. You have, of course, color match mirror caps with some silver and your lighting. And then that running board that just stays standard there. I am gonna zonk that. I wish it was the type that would tuck in automatically. You do have chrome trim on the door handles and a very, very bold piece of brushed aluminum here with the Escalade name stamped in it, just like if Zeus came down with a lightning bolt and stamped Escalade there. You can see the size of this vehicle. I'm 6 feet tall. You have the brushed aluminum up top. As we work towards our rear, large rear corner window, 575 horsepower. Getting to the back, it's another signature identity of the Escalade. You have those large, massive LED brake lights with turn signals. Of course, that Cadillac logo with the brushed aluminum bar. This really ties it in nicely with the front grille, the side, and now the back. Of course, our Escalade logo. You're gonna get your full towing capability, and I'm gonna have Tom kind of walk with me just a little bit. Let me get this cone out of the way. And then here's our custom catback exhaust for this particular setup of having that supercharged V8. But since we've been talking about a supercharged V8, let's pop that massive hood and see what's powering this beast. All right, guys, we got the massive hood up. Underneath that hood is some massive power. Now, normally the 6.2 liter V8, the naturally aspirated engine, produces 420 horsepower. SVE's kit that's been installed here, they are an authorized dealership here at Dimmitt Chevrolet and Cadillac. So what that means is that you're going to be able to get your full warranty taken care of. It does not void your warranty, but that's going to bump up the power to 575 horsepower. Now, the amazing thing is, looking underneath the hood, it looks bone stock unless you know what to look for, and it's going to be on the passenger side. So as Tom swings around on that passenger side, you will see that supercharger. So we're looking at 575 horsepower, 575 pound-feet of torque. It's a centrifugal supercharger. You get a custom tune and cold air induction. This one has the axle back exhaust system, like I said, and the bare big brake kit. Outback in the pumpkin, 323 gears and that are locking. It's a locking rear diff. This Escalade weighs about 5,578 pounds. MPGs, you might want to cover your ears, around 13 in the city, 21 on the highway. And the whole kit, like I said, SVE, Specialty Vehicle Engineering. I mean, this is what it's about being a car person, is SUVs are so popular, but to take one and have the horsepower, think about 420 bumped up to 575 horsepower out of that supercharger down there. If you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Let's fire up this beast and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the Cadillac Escalade, supercharged power, big brake kit. I know you're at the point you're like, Joe, this thing is a beast. How much is it? Well, MSRP is $117,000. That's with everything installed. The good news is you could actually get a lot of horsepower, but a lot of value. This 2019 has never been sold, never been registered, never been titled. They're knocking 30 grand off the price. So $87,000. Here's the crazy thing. That's basically the price of this Escalade without all the performance goodies on it. It was around $87,000 MSRP because this is a luxury trim Escalade. So you're getting all the performance from SVE here installed at Dimmitt Cadillac basically for free. But let's see what you get at this price point. So to the door panel, I like what Cadillac does with the Alcantara, the leather, the wood trim looks great. You got nice soft leather on the armrest. There's flat black around the switch control, a little tiny pocket there for some Jolly Ranchers. And then the side pocket, you actually can put your luxury Twinkies or maybe a Kit Kat or 100 grand, probably 100 grand. If you're driving in a Cadillac, you're probably gonna put your 100 grand bars in there. And then that lower pocket is perfect for a super big gulp or a super Slurpee. This one has the Bose sound system. And I do like the silver trim because the silver trim, as we go to the dash, you'll see is around the AC vents. The Alcantara is nice. The leather is nice and soft. The stitch work is great. The wood trim, here's a little bit of silver. Now I am gonna zonk the amount of gloss black, but I think it's one of those things that the Escalade, this design has been around for a while. It's either you love it or you don't. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. This is an 8-inch infotainment system. You hit climate. This will allow you to get into your climate controls. You have heated seats and fully ventilated seats, which makes sense. You could go and toggle through the rest. You get into your rear climate. We could go into cameras. So there's our camera system on the Escalade. You do have trajectory. It's a little grainy, but remember the redesign is coming, but that's the big question. Should you get this for 87 and have 575 horsepower or wait for the 2021? You do have a CD player, which is nice. You can rock out the Bon Jovi. Here's your start stop button, little bit of stitch work, and then you got that wood trim. Open up door number 1, some felt lining in there so you could put your girlfriend's ring that she gave you back when you were in high school. You could hide it in there. Then you have your 12 volt, 2 USBs. Close that up. Open door number 2, 2 cup holders. Here is your Cadillac key fob. You do have remote start, which is nice, and the ability to open up your hatch remotely. Wireless charging. Open this up, and then you're gonna have a nice system. It's actually got a tray system in here, so you could put earrings, necklaces, rings. You could actually have a jewelry store, run a jewelry store out of your Escalade. 2 more USBs and another 12 volt, and you could hide Twinkies under here. So if your wife's telling you to stay away from the Twinkies, don't eat them because Joe Rady says to, you can hide them under there. Seats, Alcantara, the Cadillac crest. We work our way down. Perforated, of course, they're full electric on both the passenger and the driver, and you're gonna get a standard size sunroof in here, which I wish it did have a panoramic at that price point. So we are gonna zonk that, but here's a nice touch, is the digital rear view mirror. So there's Tom, there's the camera, there's Outback. That is super clear. So unlike the camera system there, this is super clear. It goes back and forward, back and forward, back on me. But why don't you come on over to the business side of things? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Cadillac Escalade. All right, guys, business time. You do have the 2 memory settings, which is really nice. And of course, you're going to get that nice welcoming Cadillac script down there that lights up at night. Look at all the adjustability in these seats. I mean, you could move this every which way from Sunday, which is wonderful. Steering wheel has a great thickness, great size. You do have the wood grain. I don't like these buttons. These buttons, a little too much gloss black. And I don't know, I think they're easy to use, but just not very attractive. Nice looking horn button. That dash though, 12 inches. You never heard that before, right? Where you can say 12 inches, but 12 inches of digital display. I love the way you have the speedometer. You could go through all sorts of information, which makes it really, really flexible and usable. And it looks really, really good. I guess the other zonk would be the column shift. You do have that 10-speed automatic, but does anybody have some leather at Cadillac? Because they could have put this leather around this or some other trim rather than this rubber stuff. So why don't we check out the mid-row and see how your passengers are going to be living large as you're ripping down the drag strip. All right, guys, mid-row time in the Escalade. And I'm telling you right now, you're living large in one of these. Plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder room. Love the material all the way around the back. You do have small pockets. You could put a Twizzler, you could put an abacus in there, a calculator, a sundial, whatever you want to fit. And each person gets their own, which is nice. You also have another nice holder here. And what's smart about this is that with the USBs and whatnot, you could put your phone right in there. And look, it's smart, felt lining. You're not going to scratch your iPhone 24. You do have heated seats, but no ventilated seats. So I am going to zonk that, but you do have nice rear AC controls, a 12 volt, and this one has a home power source. And then look at all this room in here. Armrest time. Thicker armrest. You got to go Cadillac, I guess, if you want a thick armrest. But the great news is that these seats recline, and then you push this guy right here. Look at this. We can watch whatever movie you want. What movie you want to watch? Let's watch Fast and Furious. Look, we're going to watch right now. So we'll watch the movie. There's Cadillac. Just reminds you, hey, you're in a Cadillac. That's good to know. We put that back. Of course, the seat back comes back up as it slams me in my back. AC vent only in the ceiling. I wish that it had an AC vent in the actual frame. That would be a nice touch. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out that back seat and see if we're going to be cramped in that third row. All right, guys, time to get in the back. Now, there's a button on the inside here that I'm just going to push, and that's going to make the seat fold down. And then what I'm going to do now is hit it again, and look at that. Voila. Now, the only challenge is there's not a lot of real estate here, so you are going to sort of like getting on the monkey bars or something. You know, it's like you almost want to hang in because there's really nowhere to grab. You do have a grab handle here, but we're going to use the running board and we're going to climb on in. And I'm going to move all the way over because I know everybody wants me to move over. So we're going to move all the way over, and you can see that, yeah, this has a solid rear axle. This does not have the independent rear suspension like on the new Escalade. So you see how high my knees are? This is painful for somebody 6 feet tall. And you know, my legs aren't hitting the back of the seat, but I really don't care right now because my legs are almost over my head. I do have plenty of headroom. You do have AC vents in here, and I do have a cup holder. No USBs. There's a 12 volt, so you got a 12 volt, just one, so you'll have to fight with whoever's over here, but this is the bad part. So if you want your passengers to have more room, you're gonna have to wait for 2021. If you want your passengers to scream at the top of their lungs as you're flooring it in 575 horsepower, get this one. But let's go ahead, check out the cargo area and see how much room we have. All right, guys, tail end of the business. Now, what's kind of cool is on this Escalade, you hit this button, you can actually open up just the rear glass, reach in there. Maybe you want to throw some Twinkies at some people. You know, you get your Twinkies, you're chucking them, so that would make it easy. We close this back up nicely. Now we're gonna pop the rear hatch area. It is electric assist, of course. It's on the quicker side, which is wonderful. Now with the seats up, let me get these floor mats out of the way. With the seats up, it is a little on the tighter side. But boy, oh boy, you fold all 3 rows down, you could get almost 100 cubic feet of space back here. But I'm gonna go ahead and hit the buttons to have them go down. Look how fast they go down. Ready? Count it with me. 1, 2, 3. Nice. And you can see we have the other seat down. It's gonna be nice and flat, maximize space. You could go to Home Depot. You could go, hey, go to pick up the kids a bunch of toys. I don't know, whatever you wanna do with that. Even the storage space back here. This is great. You can line up your boxes of candy and whatnot so that the kids don't get to it. Or maybe you're gonna just keep it for yourself. Or maybe you bought your wife something so special that you wanna hide it in there and don't let everybody know about it. And then you forget about it, and then 5 years later when you go to sell the vehicle, you find the gift. So, but the good news is by folding all the seats down, this is basically like a mobile luxury apartment. So if you ever do get kicked out, get yourself an air mattress and you can just live out of the back of this 575 horsepower Escalade. But if you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Let's take this Escalade for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the supercharged 575 horsepower Cadillac Escalade on throttle. Here we go. This thing is gonna surprise the hell out of you, because it just surprised the hell out of me. That 10-speed efficiently just drops down. You are off and running. Now my zonk is gonna be, I don't hear any supercharger whine really. It's very, very, very light. I wish that they had some more whine from it. So that is one zonk I'm gonna have to give it. But you know, from a driving standpoint, even with the dated Q system, it's very, very comfortable in here. The fit and finish is very high, and it's very quiet as well. But when you get on throttle, here we go. Yeah! Wow, that speedometer changes up fast, real fast. Now, you do have a great heads-up display, which tells you what the speed limit is, so you know exactly how much you're going over and how expensive the ticket's gonna be, or if you're going to jail. And it gives you a digital speedometer, plus your lane keep assist and whatnot. Because remember, you're also gonna get all your safety features. I love the 12-inch display though. That really is so clear, so crisp. And I think that really just kind of makes it feel a little bit more special in here. Now, I know the 2021 Escalade has a massive over 30-inch infotainment system and gauge pod screen, but this still feels fresh. Besides the Q system doesn't feel the greatest, but the 12-inch dash definitely is spot on the money. All right, guys, let's see how she handles through this right-hand bend on throttle. Spin up the tires a little bit. Wow, look at this. Very, very capable for a large, almost 6,000-pound SUV. Plus you have those 6-piston Bear calipers that are just gonna slow this thing down like no other Escalade. I mean, the performance of this thing is insane. You're looking at 0 to 60 around 4.3 seconds in this vehicle. That's pretty potent. Actually, that's very potent when you think about it. But on the brakes, look at that, slows us down nicely into this turn, back on throttle, spin. Little bit of tire slip. A singing tire is a happy tire, but this thing, I'm telling you, wow. It's a beast. Not only is it a beast of a size of a vehicle, but now you got the horsepower numbers to go with the size. Incredible. And to think that this thing is full under warranty, 575 horsepower. Look at this. Wow, that 10-speed shifts so smooth, and the tune that they put on this is so efficient. It really, really is. Well, let's see it from a dead stop. On throttle, here we go. Wow. The sound of that catback exhaust, just enough V8 rumble. I'm just missing the supercharger whine. That's what I'm missing. I'm missing the supercharger whine. I wish that they would not take that out. If somebody wants a supercharger, I definitely want to hear it. I don't know about you. Leave that in the comment section. Do you want a supercharger wine? Because the GT500 doesn't have it, and this one doesn't have it either. And I'm a little bummed out. But from a performance standpoint, it definitely puts you back in the seat. And then all the other things that you love about the Escalade, the quality of the materials, just, you know, that name Escalade just has so much meaning behind it, especially when you get on throttle. Look at this, that 10 speed. Wow. Very, very impressed with what SVE has put together with their supercharger kit, and definitely very impressed with Dimmitt Cadillac for selling something like this. And I'm gonna say it once again, with a full warranty, and this one is $30,000 off. But here we are driving on the highway, and it's comfortable. I got my ventilated seats I can put on nicely. AC's blowing good. Temperatures are great. It's crazy what we could do with technology and horsepower. But we're gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna get back to Dimmitt Cadillac before I lose my license, and I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a mind-blowing, eye-opening day checking out this Escalade with over 500 horsepower. Definitely got to thank Steve and the rest of the crew here at Dimmitt Cadillac, not only for allowing us access to this vehicle, but let's give it up to them for putting this Cadillac together fully under warranty, so you could have your cake, your performance cake, and eat it too. Should you wait for the 2021 or get this one? I think if you like power and for the price, this really checks off a lot of the boxes. But if it's big SUVs with big horsepower numbers that you like to see on Raised Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Raised Rides merch. Got to give it up to Supercharged Big Guns McGee. He's ready to rip and roll and buy one of these himself. So Tom will get that arranged, and just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.